Oh, I forgot I got it. Oh, no, I don't have to change anything. All right, awesome. All right, well,
Sweet.
and we'll wait just a second for everybody to get here. Um, hmm. Uh-oh. Now we got a
Uh-oh, what happened?
now we got technical difficulty on my end.
Oh man.
There we go. Okay, never mind. I went because it was still hosting. Um, it didn't end the host from Agwa's interview, so I was like, all right, well, but you could hear me in the background, so we were just gonna be talking over somebody else's gameplay the entire time. So, you
It's
know,
gonna be 30 minutes of technical difficulties here.
uh,
Finally done.
that's okay. It's okay. I appreciate the aesthetic, the couch in the background, and
Yeah.
wait, hang on, let me move my video capture. All right, there we go. I want to move that just a little bit so we can see the cute little cactus in the background. That's a cactus, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Oh, hugs? I like it. Wait, has he got like a frowny face? Like an angry.
Yeah, he does.
You want some hugs?
Yeah, it's a inside joke with my mom and my sister because my hugs are prickly.
Oh, the beard.
Yeah, well, no, just they're awkward and stiff.
Oh, I gotcha. No, this is like like the back tap like.
Yeah, yeah, just the reach around
Okay.
one hand or one arm.
All right. So that you were a little hard to hear, so I just went ahead and turned it up. Um. Uh-oh. No, I
Oh
turned it.
wait,
Yeah,
here.
I turned it up on my end. I turned it up on my end. Don't touch
Okay,
anything on
okay,
your end.
okay, okay. Are we good now?
Yeah, yeah, I think we're good now. Is that better, Jen? I think that's I think that's better now. Um, but okay, all right. Well, we will go ahead. Now wait a minute. Why is it? Okay, let me. There we go. Okay. All right, I had to move it up just a little bit. Okay, so welcome everybody. I know normally when I touch more. Okay, all right, hang on. There we go. I know that normally when we do these things, there's a day apart, or there's at least several hours apart. Um, so the way it kind of works now is it was about 30 minutes apart from when we do the last one. So now when I say, thank you so much, Dirt, for the raid, brother. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed Fallout. It's an awesome game, and yeah, definitely thanks to Agua for the raid on that one. Um, so after an awesome interview, he was. I always let the streamer pick who we raid if they're not streaming themselves, and you were the person that he wanted to raid. So um, as we normally do these things, like I said, there's a little bit of time difference part. So now I feel like we're doing one of those back-to-back live studio tapings where we're supposed to get the audience to pretend that it's like the next day, but it's clearly not. Uh, so everybody, as I always do, start off with letting the guest introduce themselves because I think nobody can do it better than the person uh, who is doing the interview. So, or do we should say the interviewee. Um, I appreciate that, Agua. So Rickles,
Hi, Agua.
I'm going to let you take a moment to introduce yourself and your amazing shirt. Um,
Yeah, yeah. This is a hand-me-down from my cousin.
so that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'm NotRickles. My name's Chris. Um, live in Wyoming. I mostly just play Overwatch in my free time because I have no life. Uh, go to school in Wyoming for chemical and petroleum engineering. I'm one of four kids. I don't know. I'm really bad at talking, so there's a forewarning for you guys. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Play Overwatch, go to school, stream. That's that's about it.
Okay. Um, so as always, kind of start with a little bit of the background information. What got you into streaming?
So I wasn't able to play with like most of my friends in Overwatch because like I got GM the first time season 4, and most of my friends were like diamond plat. So they like wanted to watch me play, and it was like a way to hang out with them. Um, so I just like would stream to 1 to 2 people, and eventually I just actually what started like me actually streaming is I got rated by IDD Cutie one night, and pretty much been streaming since then. And I didn't think it'd be something like I'd want to do outside of streaming with my friends, especially because like I have Asperger's, so I'm not very good at talking to people. Streaming's helped a lot with that, but like um I've come to really like it. Like it's a very social thing to do, and that's kind of what keeps me going. Um yeah.
So, going back just a little bit before the IDDQD raid, you said that it was a way to kind of keep in touch with your friends as far as them being able to see your gameplay. So, season four, to basically, and you said that's when you started season four?
I started season 1 actually,
Okay.
but
So, in a couple of
I
seasons, you got GM.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. What did you climb from, if you don't mind me asking?
I think I got ranked like they had the number system season 1, right? So I was like 60 when it started, and then the next season was like 3495. Didn't quite hit masters, and then next season was like 3300, and then GM the fourth season. So
Okay, awesome.
um yeah.
So, were you always, I mean, because that's a really, really steady climb, and that's also in a much shorter period of time than somebody like myself. I mean, it took me to get high masters. It took me like 16 seasons or something. I was stuck in plat for how old am I? Anyways, didn't was it the SpongeBob meme? 7 years later. Um, so it took me a while. I've never been naturally good at video games. Have you always been like highly competitive, good at like FPSs, or was this just like with Overwatch it just kind of clicked?
I don't know. Like I started PC gaming actually when went to school. Well, actually, okay, no, it started we used to have like my buddy, he had a computer room, right? And we'd always go over to their house on the weekends, get drunk, play Killing Floor, and he had like 4 computers set up in one room. And we would just get drunk and play Killing Floor for literally like 6 hours at a time. And when I moved from my hometown, I was like, shit, this is really fun. I want to keep doing this. I bought a computer, and originally, me and my brother, we couldn't get real internet
Hmm.
to our apartment, our first apartment, and we were just like on radio internet. And I was just trying, it was no joke, radio internet, like it sends radio waves, and then there's like a transmitter on top of our house, or a receiver on top of our house, and like I'm just trying to do like online gaming with this radio
Oh
internet,
my
and it
lord.
was like it would be like 100 ping, and then 5 seconds later like 3000 ping, and I'd just be dead. Like, and then eventually we moved, um and then I started playing Counter Strike with my friends again, and Yeah. It's I don't know. The thing I like about games, I'm sure you've picked up on this with like my streams, is like it's not so much like the competitiveness. It's just like online games are just a really good like there's a really good social aspect to it, and I enjoy that. Like, I don't know. I enjoy it. Online games are awesome. Um
What other online games have you played?
well, Killing Floor and Counter-Strike and Overwatch. I'm pretty boring when it comes to variety.
Okay.
Like, I usually stick to one thing for a long period of time. Like Counter Strike, I probably put like 2,500 hours over 3 years, I think, which is absurd. Overwatch, same thing.
I cannot relate. Don't check my Skyrim profile. Um, probably 4,000 hours in that damn game across like 5 platforms. Um,
To be fair, it's a good game.
it is a good game. Um, but you know we're talking about the social aspect, but a lot of people have had, and we kind of talk about this when I talk about Overwatch with people, whether it's, in this type of interview or whether it's off stream or whether it's in their chat. A lot of people have had negative experiences with Overwatch. And I know you've been
Okay.
open about
Yeah.
some of the. Well, no, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say I know you've been open about some of the negative experiences you have, and I don't want to necessarily focus on that, but what are the positive experiences you've had? Because I feel sometimes that I've met a lot of wonderful people through it. I met you through it, even though, well, I mean, technically, I met you through Twitch and through Glaucus, but
It's
had
all the same
it, yeah,
thing.
had it not been for Overwatch, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have. So I've met some awesome people from it, definitely, and I need to give the game credit
Yeah.
where credit's due. So what are some awesome experiences you've had with meeting people?
Um, I don't know. Like, okay, I've met several people online. Like my one of my best friends, one of my moderators, Paul, he's meows on Twitch, but like he came to my wedding. Like I've
Oh,
met
awesome.
him in real life. Like awesome dude. There was another guy, his name is Asian Sensation. That's his battle tag, but his real name's Howard. I met him last summer, which was awesome. Um, awesome guy. Like Mark, you know KYX in chat.
Hmm.
Like that dude is one of my best friends now. Never met him. Like just randomly met him in a video game, and yeah, I don't know. Like all the bad and like toxic people you meet, like versus like the good people, like the good people far outweigh that, even though it's like few and far between, in my opinion. Like, and I don't know, we live in a really connected world, and it's just um like online friendships are real now. So yeah, and I'm a complete introvert. Like when I go to school, I go to class, I like don't talk to anyone. I go home, do my work, and then that's it. Like I'm really bad at talking to people. Really, really bad. So this is kind of a way for me to do that. Um, and that's like main reason why I like streaming, main reason I like playing online games.
Okay. I, I definitely relate to that because I've told, numerous people and the fact that, which if I remember correctly, I think we're comparable in age. I think we're close in age. Um, but for a lot of people, it's almost an alien concept of, you know, you either have people that are really young and they've grown up with nothing but this highly connected world, and then you have people that are much older. Like I remember my mom, Mama Yan, hi, uh, bless her heart. She literally said the first time that I was talking about Twitch and the people on Twitch, she's like, "Now, are these real people? Like, how do you know that these are real people.
Oh my god, I can relate to that.
Which, first of all, when I first came to Twitch, I was like 29, so I'm like, Mom, I'm a grown adult. I got this. Like
Yeah.
I know, like nobody, I was like, I don't think nobody's gonna lure me anyway. Like I think I'm good. But she was like, how do you know, um, who they? And I was like, well, I was like, but if you think about it, if I meet somebody from college, right? Like, hey, you're cool. You want to hang out sometime? I don't know that they're who they say they are either. Like there's no difference between the interconnectivity of meeting somebody online and meeting somebody, offline, in my opinion. And the
Well,
people
yeah, like if you're gonna go like hang out with some random person you just met at college, the chances of you getting your kidney stolen is pretty much the same as like someone online. You don't know that person that you just met at school. Like, yeah, like the first time I met someone online, my dad is like, make sure to have your phone on you, ready to call. Like, don't get your kidney stolen. Blah blah blah. It's like, oh man.
I like how that's what
Oh
we
man.
prioritize. Like, look, if I get one
Yeah,
stolen, I can live. Don't let them take my
yeah,
liver. Like, I
yeah.
need that. Um,
At least not all of it.
yeah, I he'll grow back. He's lonely. Um, but yeah, I think that that's kind of really started to change, and I think it's a positive thing. I don't think it's a negative thing. I think it's positive that we're able to meet more people now because I come from a very small town, and
Oh, same,
you know,
same.
and if for whatever reason, you were different in any way, shape, or form, and somebody didn't like you that was popular, or I mean, you were basically done for friends. Like, and so it's a very weird thing and a very, I think, refreshing and exhilarating thing to be able to have so many more people that I can talk to, so many more people I can connect with and hang out with. And, it never, I remember this one friend that I knew for a very long time, and I felt so bad because we tried to be friends out of just pure loyalty, but we had nothing in common. We were so absolutely polar opposites that we could not talk about any, like we would meet like every couple of weeks to have dinner. If we drove together, we could not talk about anything in the car ride to where we were driving because then we would have nothing to talk about while we were eating dinner.
On you
And
gotta.
and so but I never ever um it's never a tiring thing to hang out with my friends on Twitch. It isn't. I mean, I think it's always awesome to see what they're up to, what's going on. And I think part of that is attributed to games and how
Yeah,
games constantly shape our moods and thoughts and all of that. Um, so you talked about having Asperger's. Um,
yeah.
what in coming to gaming, you said that had really helped. Do you mind giving a little bit? If you don't want to, that's you don't have to at all. But
Oh no, you. I'm pretty open about it.
would you
So,
mind giving a little bit of like expanding upon that? What you mean by how gaming has helped and how Twitch has helped with that?
well, like okay, like you were saying, you like driving in a car with a buddy and like you don't talk about, everything you can talk about, so you don't have so you actually have something to say when you finally get to where you need to go. Like that's like a real thing with me too. Like there's been times I've had to hang out with people and I like conserve things to say for later. I like space them out because I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna run out of things to say soon. That's highly relatable, actually. I love those emotes so much. Um,
Some of the best emotes
uh,
on Twitch.
yeah, and like, okay, with games, like, first off, there's always something to talk about. Like, if games are going bad, you can and you're duoed with someone, you can suffer together and talk about how absolutely shitty it is, or like if it's good vibes, dude. Like I don't know. It's so I get really awkward like talking to new people or like even like there's been a handful of people in my life, only a handful where like it's never awkward to like talk to them or be one on one or like have silence or anything like but with games like I don't know, it just feels like it's never awkward or anything. Um and like I'm really bad at like I'm sorry, I'm so tired. It's hard to like
No, you're fine. This
um
man does, while you're gathering your thoughts, this man does. You know how most of us are proud when we're like, yeah, we're going to do a 12-hour stream, we're going to do a 16-hour stream.
that's
We,
daily.
yeah, this guy basically
uh
goes until he doesn't remember what day it is.
yeah, I'm slurring my words and like hard feeding people's games.
No, it's okay.
Um but
I do that with plenty
okay.
of rest. That's not. It's not anything to do with you being tired. I mean, maybe for you personally, but for me, it's just no, I'm charging on cooldown whether I've had sleep or not. Um,
But yeah, like with games like I would compare it to like okay, I already said this games are super fun for me. I love online games. It's like it's just it's a fun thing to do. I would compare it like to a real life experience as like going to arcade or something with friends. It's like
okay.
literally the same thing and um so basically I get to do go to an arcade with friends every time I play and like it makes it easier to be sociable and like with the Asperger's like talking to people in person if I'm not like close to them or I haven't talked to them much, it's like it's just awkward for me. Like
Hmm.
it's hard for me to and because it's awkward, it becomes harder to talk and then it's like a feedback cycle like social anxiety makes the talking worse, which makes the social anxiety worse, which makes the talking worse and like yeah, I don't get that feeling with games, if that makes sense.
Do you,
I'm not
well,
sure if I'm making sense. I got like 4 hours of
no,
sleep.
no, no, you're fine. Kind of to expand upon that further. Do you think it's because you when you play a game? So like, let's say that we'd never met before. We join a game together. I'm on tank, you're on DPS. We have a good game, and afterwards we add each other, or you send me your Twitch or whatever. And do you think that that makes it, and not just for with with Asperger's, but for anybody with social anxiety, introvertedness? Do you think that that helps to break the ground because you immediately have something in common?
Yeah, no, exactly that. Okay, you just articulated what I was trying to for a while. Yeah, it's like you skip a step. You skip like a step of like trying to find something in common, you know?
Okay.
Cuz there's in real life there is that aspect like you try to find something in common with someone when you're like befriending them or whatever and you just entirely skip that online. Um and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, no, and I agree because that was always something that again, um, people would try to coax me into social situations, and I was like, I don't mean to be rude, but I have
Oh,
nothing.
being forced into
Yeah,
that is the worst.
I was like, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't have anything in common with you all. Like, you all want to talk about,
Yeah, let's not force this
yeah,
here.
yeah, sports and go to a bar and drink, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so first of all, I don't like sports that much. Second of all, I can't eat any of this food because damn gluten. And I was like, oh, there's no
That's
incentive
rough.
here, you know. And then drink like it's like I was like, unless I'm not gonna spend like $40 on a. I'm sorry, but I was just like, yeah,
Yeah, no,
there's no
you're right.
there's no incentive here. But yeah, with video games, like yeah, you immediately can start off in a common ground, like, hey, we both play Overwatch. Hey, we both feed. Hey, hey, we both we both enjoy competitiveness, this aspect of the game, et cetera, et cetera. And I do think that that is one of the things that has helped a lot of people with video games. Is it helps to, like, like we were talking about, break that initial awkwardness of meeting new people. You have something to immediately discuss. Somebody comes in new to your chat and says, "Hey, what do you think about the meta?" Or "How can they buff Soldier?" Or you immediately have something to talk about with them.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you smiled immediately. So how can they buff Soldier?
Well,
um,
um,
my thoughts.
also on the bar topic, yeah. Okay, here's another thing that like got me so much into gaming is because like it is so expensive to do anything outside of your house. Like, yeah, my computer's expensive, but it has paid for itself. Like, being a broke college student, like, this shit is great. Like, I can entertain myself for hours and hours daily, and I don't have to go outside and go spend money. Like,
Right.
which is great. Because, dude, when I would go back to my hometown for like summer break, everyone always wanted to go to the bar and like go spend money. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's so expensive. So yeah, off topic, but yeah, that's another thing that I really like about online gaming.
Well, I think, yeah, and I think also as well as, it there being a practicality to, cost and all that stuff, and that, especially in situation with economic recession and all that, what we can afford to do and what we can't afford to do. But I think that as well, um, with Twitch and building a community, it's also goal oriented. You're working
Yeah,
towards something. There's some motivation once you get started. I mean, initially it might have been to stream for your friends, but once you get a community going and everything, there's a motivation to get going, and also too, there's a skill set. I mean, we just did troubleshooting on your mic for about. No, I didn't do
oh
anything.
my god, don't
uh,
remind me.
um, you know, I mean, look at this. I'm a guy in a bunny suit. I get to do this as a tax write-off. Um, but there's a skill set that's kind of being built, as long as well as building up the community and all these different goals that we're getting to do. What are your thoughts on when you got a community finally going? Because you say you didn't initially plan on this, and it was more something to do with your friends. At what moment did you kind of realize, oh crap, I'm might not have been a oh crap moment, but necessarily, but you're like, oh, I've got a community going. I've got other people I'm streaming for.
Yeah, I didn't I didn't actually take streaming too seriously until like maybe October last year. I didn't experience, so I had like we've been growing a lot actually. I think we're at like 36, 37 average viewers now, which is amazing. I didn't think I'd ever be that high. Um but before like I think last October, we were averaging like 9 to 10 viewers, and it's been, well, the moves have kind of killed the viewer growth, but because I've moved twice in the last month or 2 months. Um, but God damn it, what was I saying?
You were talking
I'm
about.
actually brain dead
No,
right
no, no,
now.
no. You're okay. You were talking about your growth going from 9 to like average 30, 35.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, that happened within like I think 4 months because I know by March we were averaging 32. Because I was talking to Mark about this like a month or so ago, and that's when we experienced that growth between like October and March. That's kind of when I started taking it seriously. Like I commissioned all those new emotes, and Mark called in a favor for me. Dude, Mark is fucking amazing. I love Mark. Called in a favor with a graphic design
No, real quick,
artist to do all my
for everybody that doesn't
banner
know
stuff.
who Mark is, Mark's username is. Okay, yeah,
KYXOW.
yeah. I was just letting everybody. Um,
Yeah.
so, yeah, yeah, and Mark is amazing. He's one of the reasons that, you know, of course, there's always a streamer, right? But like I've said before, your mods, your VIPs, the people that are regulars, you know, them being welcoming and awesome people is a huge, not just a reflection on you, but it makes people stay around too.
Okay, my community. Okay, my stream would be so scuffed. It's unbelievable if it wasn't for like my mods and Mark and everyone. Like, I'd still have like just some fucking, sorry for my language.
No, you're fine.
Some really bad like banner art, like emotes. It would just be scuffed. There wouldn't be commands. I wouldn't have bots set up because like I don't. It's funny. Like I do programming. Like I'm an engineer. Still don't know how to operate that shit. Like it's wild. But my mods have been super super nice and like done pretty much all of that for me, which is awesome. Like I've tried, can't do it, can't figure it out. So yeah, my community has been awesome. I love my community.
Um, yeah, same. I would be nowhere without my mods and the people that help me set up my Discord, which is two mods in particular, Audie and Paranormal Bat. I wouldn't be anywhere without all the people um, that help us. And I think that that's awesome. One, I think it's awesome that you have people helping you, and two, I think it's awesome that you're giving credit to it because unfortunately, we live in a society that sometimes seems to promote. Um, I love the camera points that that promotes infallibility, and almost a de-edification of the self, where it's like you can't be imperfect. You have to do everything yourself. If you have any questions, or if you mess up, or you don't know something, then you're flawed. And I don't enjoy that aspect about what society seems to promote in that. But with going back, taking a step back just a little bit, what do you is there something that you think that you've personally done that's really attributed to the growth of your stream? Because that is, I mean, that's almost you know um, 6 times the growth. It's almost a
I
600% increase.
Okay, this is gonna sound stupid, but I started playing Soldier and then the stream started growing. No joke. That's literally like direct correlation. I started playing Soldier and the stream started growing. Like not even joking.
What did you play beforehand? Because I've only known you. I mean, I know that you played Zarya, and we've had games.
Mostly just Kree and Widow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people. Okay, Soldier is a dying art, honestly, because he's a dead hero.
He really is.
Um,
Which is a shame because he used to be.
he was
Um,
meta. Bring back Soldier meta.
well, it might have been, and it might have even been um, you that said. I can't remember who said it, so I don't want to attribute it to the wrong person, but I think it might have been you. But somebody said that he Soldier is so balanced that he's not balanced. Like he's so.
Yeah,
Was that you that said that?
I think I have said that before. I've
Yeah.
had plenty of people say that in chat too. Like that is completely true. He's the most balanced character in the game, and with all the power creep, he's not balanced because of it.
y-
it's
Yeah.
it's funny. He's actually like perfectly balanced. It's crazy.
As all things should be. Um,
It's
um,
also ATD has a good point. Streaming for nearly a day, a full day every stream probably helps.
well,
There has been a stream grind.
it does. This is just my personal thoughts. This is again, I'm not putting words into Chris's mouth, but this is my own views. But I think that one of the things that does help with stream growth and being a streamer is knowing your community, not just your personal community, but the communities that are interconnected to your community. And, you know, part of networking is, when their streams are starting or when their streams are ending, if people are looking for somewhere to go afterwards, or beforehand, then it helps to be streaming during those hours, which could be anywhere between 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Rickles has all the hours covered.
All
Um,
the hours.
so,
Literally all the hours.
but in all seriousness, it does help um, to to be streaming at a consistent time. And this is why I talk about stream schedules and stuff like that. It's not necessarily, and I should clarify when I say that. It's good to have a stream schedule, and Agua was talking about that he doesn't necessarily have a schedule, but when you're and you don't particularly have a schedule either, correct, Chris?
No, not
Okay.
really.
But what both of them have is consistency. They're there more often than they're not going to be there. So you can
Yeah.
count on, that they'll be streaming, any given day of the week, any random day, you can pop in on Twitch and probably catch them streaming. And so,
The okay.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, the amount of times I've heard, like, it's probably no joke, probably been 100 times that I've heard. I fell asleep. You were streaming. I woke up. You were streaming. I went to work. Came back home. You're streaming. The amount of times I've heard that is actually absurd. Um, yeah, I'm. You can usually count on me to be streaming, like most of the time.
Oh, I probably am one of those people. I have definitely gone to bed, and I remember there being a direct quote as I'm going to bed. This is probably my last game. I'm gonna head off after this. I wake up 7 hours later. Rickles is just staring at the computer screen. He's like, I'm winding down with some Zen games. I'm like, no, 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 no. Like 3 hours later, still winding down. Um, but what I would ask though, because that is an uncommon thing. What motivates you or keeps you going to do those streams? Not just physically, but mentally. To where I know that you say, well, I start to feed, when I get really tired and all that stuff. But just to have the mental wherewithal to be a streamer, to be on camera, and to keep going.
Uh, I would not be able to do it if I wasn't streaming. I'll say that first, because I can't even play Overwatch not streaming because I'd lose my mind. I'd actually get tilted. Like I usually don't get tilted, but that's because I'm like streaming. I just get to like hang out with chat. Um, I don't know honestly. I mean, like for the last year, I basically had nothing to do because like took a year off school. I'm in the middle of a divorce and like all this shit. So like keeps me occupied and like I like I don't know, it's just nice to be able to hang out with people that whole time, honestly. Um that's like the main thing that keeps me going cuz like it sounds uh it sounds really like monotonous and like mentally like wearing, but it's really not because like I'm enjoying doing it the whole time, even when I look like uh, my soul has been sucked out of me. Um, so yeah, mostly to sum it up, yeah, my chat is like what motivates me to do that so long.
Um,
Um,
I will say that I do, while I do not stream, with the frequency of duration that you do, um, I will say that, time flies when you're having fun, as they say. And I can easily get lost in a 6, 7 hour stream and it seemed like no time at all. um, Meanwhile, I've had other things to do in my life, whether it was doing classwork for a class I didn't particularly enjoy or, working at GameStop. Um, don't ever do that. Anyways, don't nobody do that.
I'll
Uh,
keep that in mind.
uh, that it was. I mean, time was at a crawl. It seemed. So I definitely understand that aspect of it. Uh, but it's
Well,
definitely. Oh, go ahead.
oh yeah, well like speaking of like time being a crawl, like they're pretty much every stream. I'm like, usually around 8 hours. I'm like, wow, we've been playing 8 hours. That's actually a long time, but it does not feel like it at all. Um, when I'm streaming, honestly. Um, it's because yeah, I'm actually having fun most of the time. There's times I don't look like I'm having fun, but in general, yeah, time goes by quick when you're having fun.
Now, you've talked about, and we don't have to touch upon those particular subjects in detail, but when you're talking about stuff where you're talking about moving several times, going back to school, going through a divorce, these are a lot of tumultuous. Even if you would say, well, moving's not necessarily the most negative thing. Moving, packing up, leaving, going back to school again might not be a negative thing, but it is, restructuring your life and going about doing things in a different pace that you might have been used to, especially because you would be coming back as, and I was in the same position as you, so I'm not judging in any way, shape, or form, but you're coming back as an older student, correct?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
29.
yeah.
I'm old man.
Well, and I switched what I was doing 5 years after I was doing it, so I basically restarted at about 25, 26 when people were getting out of college, several years
Yeah.
before that. So, no, I was in the exact same position. Um, and with those type of things, one of the things that I always try to connect with different people in these streams, and especially with different, viewpoints and how people kind of go about life. I saw your chat.
Yep.
Um, how do you guard yourself, or kind of, I use the word galvanize, how do you gear yourself up to keep going with things like streaming, or to come back to streaming, especially because if you stop and start, especially if your view count goes down, because I think there's been so many people that have had that experience where something in their life comes up that they have no control over. Their stream was on a steady grind, upward momentum, and then it feels like they have to restart stuff because unfortunately this is social media, this is entertainment, and while you can always have an awesome core community, uh, sorry, your chat, um,
Yeah, my chat's
hilarious.
wild.
Um, you can't. Wait, why did Soldier look like he was originally supposed to be like Captain America's like
Yeah, look at
prototype?
that.
Like,
What?
yeah,
Okay,
Captain
okay.
America is a villain. What the?
That's funny.
Um, but what have you kind of done? Is there anything that you've done even outside of streaming to really kind of help keep yourself positive or keep yourself going? Because it's hard. It's hard when stressful things come up to stay motivated. At least I find it hard.
Um, I don't know. Like, I feel like my upbringing, honestly, like, gave me a pretty strong mental fortitude. So, like, things don't really phase me anymore, honestly. Like, I don't really do anything to keep myself going. It's just kind of how I am at this point.
Okay.
Um, I know that's like probably not the answer you're looking for, but like, yeah, it's kind of just me. I
No,
don't know.
no, no, no. I mean, no. I know that there are people out there like it who it's just part of their being to keep pushing through. But do you think that there's something that might have you know happened at a certain point that kind of helped situate you to be in that position mentally?
Um, not any particular moment or like event or anything like that. I don't know. My I was pretty much raised to just like roll with the punches and like deal with things as they come from my parents.
Okay.
Like I would probably credit my parents for that.
Y-
Like my mom like always preaches that like we're just gonna deal with it when it comes and roll with the punches and then adapt and that's kind of my whole all my siblings are the same way like we just get knocked down and then just keep going basically um
Cute
yeah
Chumbawamba.
yeah exactly.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. What you talked about a little bit last night in your own chat, but for those of us who might not have been there, I was there. But for those of us who might not have been there, you were talking about how big of an influence your dad is in
Yeah.
particular, and I think that that is something that always like to hear about parents being a positive influence, um, on their children and stuff. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, what has really kind of motivated you in regards to your father?
So some backstory. By the time my dad was like 40, he's had this really bad neuropathy in his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Where the guy is so fucking drugged up now because like that's how he has to function to
Mm-hmm.
like barely function. Um, so he started getting this neuropathy and he's a pharmacist so he's on his feet. Well, at that time he was a manager at the pharmacy and like he was working 60 something hour weeks, 70-hour weeks, like because he was the only pharmacist there because everyone left because it was absolutely shitty.
Mm.
um and so over time that has gotten worse and worse. Like I don't know if you were there when I showed the picture of his foot,
Mm-mm.
but one of his feet is like two of my feet. Like he's got these crazy bone spurts. There's like ulcers that just like sorry for the graphic description, but like he anywhere he walks, there's a blood trail around the house. Like
Mm.
if we can always tell if my dad like got in the refrigerator in the middle of the night because like we had just mopped the night before and then there's just a blood trail straight to the fridge and then back to his room. Um, so he's in like chronic pain, and he was working through that until I want to say 4 years ago. Like very chronic pain. Like okay, get this. He actually stepped on a needle 2 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was actually lodged all the way into his bone and like it broke off so there's half a needle just in his bone. He didn't know it was there because he's in that much pain and they didn't know it was there until last year where he had like an infection. He almost died. Like we had to pick up this like 300-pound man and like get him to the front door and we couldn't do it so we ended up calling the hospital. Like he was completely unconscious and he's so stubborn so we couldn't just like get him to take the hospital like the ambulance ride originally and then he finally passed out so we're like okay let's call the ambulance and his foot was like it was so infected it was insane and yeah, just for reference, that's like how much pain he's in that he did not feel a needle in his bone just lodged into it. Like I'm talking all the way through his foot basically. And just I really 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 admire him like more so than like anyone on this planet because of like his work ethic and like I was saying before, he just like rolls with the punches. He does what he has to do when he has to do it in order to make things work. And like I have taken that into my own life with anything I do. like like I'm a high school dropout, but when I went to college, I took it extremely seriously. I like long hours of studying, work super hard. Any job I've had, I work like I'm always on time. I never call in if I don't have to. Like I go 100% all the time, and I'm sure you've picked that up from my streaming, but that's like every aspect of my life, and I love my parents so much for like instilling that mindset into me. Um, that that kind of sounds like I don't know, but kind of sounds like I'm like talking myself up, but like I'm serious. That is like yeah, I don't know. I love my parents so much for like instilling that mindset on me. Like it's it's helped me a lot in like every aspect of my entire life for like the last decade basically. Um and I credit my parents for that 100%. Um I think I got sidetracked, but was that the answer you were looking for?
No, I mean I'm just no. I'm just asking asking the questions. There's no answer in particular to look for. I think that that is awesome that your parents have instilled such values in you. My mom is very much the same way. She had uterine cancer, and they took her into surgery, and then afterwards they said, well, you can't lift anything for 2 to 3 weeks, can't even lift a laundry basket. So I come home, and what is she doing? Doing the
Yeah, oh
laundry.
my god.
And
Dude,
I'm
I
like,
can relate
yeah,
so oh my god.
I'm like, they told you. She's like, well, I'm just not gonna lie in bed. Um,
Yanni, me and my siblings have just like sessions where we just complain about that. Like, you should not be doing this, and you're doing it. Why are you doing this? Like,
oh,
I love my parents, but sometimes I just want to wring their neck when they don't listen. Oh man, that is too relatable. Oh my. Is your mom okay?
yeah. She,
Like prognosis and everything?
hmm yeah,
That's good.
that was probably at this point 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago. No, she's survived cancer 3 times. But every single time she goes in for a surgery or something, and like she had what the there's no such thing as benign cancer, but the more benign of the two skin cancers, the slower spreading one. She had
Yeah.
that, and she got it from being in the sun too much. Getting sunspots. And what is she doing? Like a week later, she's out gardening, and I'm like, what just happened?
At least put on some sunscreen,
Yeah.
mom.
Um. But and I was like, I will come out here and I will help you. She's like, no, I don't want you to get skin cancer. I'm like, well, what are you
Oh
doing?
my. Oh,
But
parents are funny, man.
yeah, I know. But I think that kind of going back to kind of pulling this back into of course, we're talking about streaming. I think that the attitude of kind of um, just um, journeying on. I don't. It doesn't work for everybody, but I definitely respect having that attitude, and most likely that's why you've been able to stick with Overwatch for so long. Because I've talked to a lot of people, and it's worn on them so much mentally that they've had to give up the game, or they've had to play off stream, or they have to play on. If they do play on stream, they play on an alt account or a Smurf account the whole
Yeah.
time. Um, what I mean, as far as your community, how big of an influence has your community been though for like your mental health and positivity and
Oh, okay. I won't go into too many details, but like I was in a very abusive marriage, right? And like My wife just like left me one day, like didn't say a word, just left. I've talked to her once since, which makes it a total pain to get a divorce because I have no way to contact them.
Hmm.
Um, but like, no joke, stream got me through that like 100%. Like, stream and my brother, um, like I would not be in the mental state that I am now without like the support from my brother and the support from my stream. Like, it was extremely rough time in my life, and like I completely credit stream and my brother. I know that's redundant. I've said that like four times now, but um for I don't know, keeping me in check and like just being insanely supportive and like very kind and just helping me like work through things on at my own speed and on my own time, um which is, yeah, it's been amazing, like, for real. I don't know where I would be without my community.
As I think, pretty much all of us as streamers would attest to. Um, and through your community, have you considered? So you were talking about being, was it a chemical engineer?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
chemical and petroleum.
Um, if your stream continues to grow though, and you were to make partner or something, is that something that you would continue doing on the side?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I genuinely enjoy streaming and I probably will always do it. Um because it like I don't, okay, here's the thing. I don't think a lot of people enjoy it as much as I do. And like it's something I always want to do because again, it's like there's a big social aspect for someone who's um like socially, I guess, kind of crippled, honestly, and like introverted, and um, I mean, I'm always gonna enjoy playing games, and I'm always gonna enjoy hanging out with like people in chat. So, even if stream doesn't like grow, I'm still probably gonna do it on the side, like when I have time after I graduate, because again, I genuinely enjoy it, and it's one of my favorite things to do, honestly.
Okay. With that being said, are you making a push for partner?
Um, I mean, I'm not against the idea, but like that's a pretty big jump from where we are now.
Hmm.
It would definitely be nice, but I'm just gonna keep grinding and not think about it too much,
Okay.
honestly. Um, yeah, taking things one day at a time right now. Like, obviously that would be like a long-term goal, but I'm pretty realistic, and I usually set my sights pretty low so that I'm not disappointed. Um, but yeah, I it'd be cool to have that happen, but you know, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it does, then nice.
Okay. No, I think that that is a very pragmatic attitude to have. I think that that is very even keel, as they would say, and um, I think that that's really the attitude most people should have is to keep, grinding and keep pushing through. And if you want to have, make partner or go beyond that to have certain goals and things that you want to achieve, but I also think it's, you need to be introspective and be realistic. If something is not turning out the way that you think it should be, you need to be able to analyze um, why that particular thing happened, or why it didn't happen.
Yeah,
And I think that that's maybe too scientific of an approach for some people. I think a lot of people like to give the almighty luck factor into streaming, but I do think that I think luck determines how quickly you grow, but I don't think luck determines if you grow, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
100%. I mean, like, if you, I mean, if you're like, how do I say this? Like, if you're, welcoming to your chat, like, you're not toxic. I guess some people grow because they are toxic, but if you like, are level-headed and like consistent with what you do in streaming, like you'll grow no matter how long it takes. Like I've been streaming for 3 years and we just got growth a little under a year ago, honestly. Eventually it happens. And yeah, definitely luck does play a part in the speed of your growth. You're completely right there.
Going into because I know we were gonna have to talk about Overwatch. Um, so now kind of taking, and I do agree with that, by the way. Taking a step back from talking about streaming, what do you think of this new uh, shit show of a meta
Chaos meta, I
that
love
we
it.
that we have, like the mystery hero random pick of Smash
Live
Brothers?
I actually love it. It is like East Coast special every game. I don't know if you saw earlier, but I was duoed with Silvok for like 3 hours.
Oh no,
So it was
yeah.
like we had a cursed duo, Silvok fan, and then like Hog Zarya like every game with like some random support lineup. Like it's actually refreshing. It sucks for tank. It's absolutely miserable for tank, but it is super fun. Like
Oh no, I'm playing Hog now.
yeah,
To
right.
hell with all
You can
this.
play hog without throwing. It's actually amazing.
Uh,
I'm happy for all my main tank friends who have hog one trick accounts in diamond because now they can just live their life in peace.
uh,
No, I have this theory, Yanni. I have this theory, and I'm pretty sure it's correct. So you know how there's all these hog one tricks
right.
in like low mid masters and like diamond.
Mhm.
I'm convinced every single one of those is actually a top 500 like Rhine player because I know at least five top 500 Rhine players who just have hog one trick accounts. Like the theory is holding up, man.
I used to have a Hog One Trick account, and then I turned it into a Mercy pistol only. Um, but it didn't
That's
last very long.
amazing.
But the name was You Want Heals. Um, no, but no with the tank meta, I think it's hilarious as a tank player. Um,
It's a trip, dude. It's an absolute trip.
Without exaggeration, there's a movie that everybody needs to see. It's called Wishmaster, and Wishmaster is basically this evil genie. It's a like an old cult classic horror film that's super terrible, but it's and cheesy. But it's known for two things, and one, all the horror icons, like the guy that plays, like Robert Englund, who plays Freddy Krueger, is in it. Um, oh, I can't remember his name. The guy that plays uh, Jason Voorhees is in it. Um, it's basically got a lot of the horror icons in the film. But the whole thing
Mm-hmm.
is that this genie basically uh, gets people to ask for wishes, and then it twists the wishes somehow. Like a person will ask, I want to be younger, and then the genie will make them like a baby or something, and
Yeah,
then they like somehow like, you
I
know,
see where this is going.
yeah, that's what Blizzard is. Every time people are like, We want a different meta. Blizzard is like the evil genie from Wishmaster, and they're like, oh,
No,
okay, a different meta, huh? Don't want more double shield, huh? All right, then
I
there's
want
no
to.
shields.
Let's make another shield tank.
Yeah, yeah, or yeah,
A
there,
year and a half of double shield.
or
Is this the worst time
they,
ever?
they make an off tank that like triples the health of a shield or something like that for the main. Yeah, they do something. Um, they always do something that makes it like infinitely worse. Um, hang on one second.
Yeah, they're good at that, honestly.
But I absolutely adore how at this point the biggest troll in the game is the Overwatch dev team.
It's the own dev team, the plat gold dev team that don't understand a thing about the game.
uh,
Oh, it's crazy.
but
There's literally Hog Zarya is a viable tank comp right now. Did
oh
you ever think you'd see the day?
oh it's not. I saw the day every day in East Coast.
Yeah,
But
true.
it's not just viable. It's probably the strongest. It's super
Yeah,
strong.
it's terrifying, honestly.
You know.
Oh,
Um,
I love it though. It's honestly refreshing because it really doesn't affect me as a DPS. I just still run around and like feed my brains out, but now I don't have to worry about janky tank lineups. Every tank lineup is janky.
no, it's like how in poker there's Texas Hold'em and Omaha and all these games where it's you're supposed to have the best hand, and then there's Raz where you want to have the worst hand to win. That's what
It's
that's
true.
what Overwatch is now. Pick like the worst hero lineup and you're gonna win. Um, yeah, getting forced hog instead of wanting to play him. Well, the funny thing is now is like you can literally as hog, you can have the Ana hiding behind the Rhine. You can walk past the Rhine and hook the Ana if she doesn't have sleep and kill her. And Rhine has to like he can't do anything. He literally just watches his support die because if he tries to fight you as Roadhog, you two tap him. So
R.I.P. my Ryan mains.
yeah. So basically, it's just I can imagine like the team conversation of a hog walking past a Ryan to hook and kill his support behind him. Like, Ryan, are you gonna do anything? And Ryan's like, yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah,
So
sit
that
and die.
yeah, that'll
Poor
happen.
guy.
That'll happen. Should have picked
I feel
more and
so bad for my main tank.
faded out.
Oh my
Um.
god.
So yeah, and then I don't know.
Good job, Blizzard.
Yeah, I just I love Sigma now. Like the Matrix for Sigma is like the biggest plea for help ever. Like he's just holding it up against a Roadhog. Like yeah,
Please.
I still haven't used Hook yet. Melee you
Is
to death.
anyone alive?
Yeah.
Help.
Oh.
Good though. I hate those Sigma players. They've ruined enough of my games.
Oh my god. What do you think though that they should do to bring it out of the chaos, so to speak?
I don't want them to bring it out of the
Oh god,
chaos.
no. He thrives on it.
You're talking to an East Coast specialist who exists in the back line. I love it. Um, okay, really though, uh, honestly, they probably didn't need to nerf Brig with all the changes to the other heroes because I feel like old Brig, not old Brig, but Brig 2.0 probably would have helped a lot of this not be chaotic. But then you have the same problem where like Brig becomes a must pick. Um, what would they do? Uh, hey, chat, do you guys have any ideas for this?
I don't know. I mean, the thing about it is if they had reverted Brig to like Brig 2.0 as you're saying, now all you would have is her instead of a Brig running it down with a Rhine, you just have a Brig next to a Hog.
Yeah, but then the Brig would be able to. It would be a
Can you
Hog
imagine?
would not be as terrifying because Brig would have massive peel. I don't know. I don't know what you would do. They made a mess. Okay, I'll be real. For like the people who actually play this game seriously, they made a total shit show. Like I don't know how these people who like scrim all the time and like take the game seriously and like I don't know how they're surviving right now because it's yeah, true net buff Ryan. Why did they nerf Shatter? Bring back old Shatter, as Diglett would say. Um, I don't know, man. I'm too tired to think analytically about this.
If Hog isn't
It's
as tanky, he wouldn't be able to get away with shit. Is he? Well, that's part of it. The other part of it is too. Like I think they didn't have to buff his damage. What they, in my opinion, what they should have done is they should have. So in I can't remember what the hero is, but in League of Legends, there's a character that if they get CC'd, they can. Well, it actually in all of League of Legends, there's an ability that a summoner ability everybody can have called Cleanse, and if you get hit with CC, you activate Cleanse and it removes all CC. If they would have had Hog's heal remove CC instead of the damage resistance, you could have
whoa, 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 whoa.
you could have had Hog be like a soak up for CC and then revert his damage back. So don't have him do as much damage. Have him be something to frontline, soak up the CC, and then, have his. I mean, his hook's good enough as it is. You don't have to have. I mean, you could have done something like that. Um,
Yanni, I think you're onto something.
but that's. I mean, that's what. Uh, let's see here. That I mean, that's the main issue with a character like Hog. Dragon says it's so scuffed they can't fix it now. It's unrepairable. Well, yeah, I mean, they would have to. They without exaggeration, they'd have to start from
They need to.
scratch.
They have to either introduce a new character or like change a lot of things, like rebalance a lot of heroes. Um, Soldier rework, please. Uh, yeah, that's an interesting idea, Yanni, and I kind of like it. Well, that's kind of like how, like, when you run Monkey Zarya, the first bubble that you bubble Monkey into is to absorb cooldown or like CC cooldown abilities. So it'd be like the same thing as like Hog, but probably a better version of that, which is interesting. I'm
Well,
gonna write a letter to Blizzard.
related to
I think you're
Blizzard,
onto something.
um, I yeah.
Full reset to year one. Yes, please, dude.
um, make sure to put stickers on it so that Jeff will actually read it. Um, uh, but yeah, I mean, in Soldier, if you wanted to make Soldier stronger, take his heal, reduce the healing on it, but give him damage resistance when he's in it, and only him.
Ooh,
Don't give it to
that'd be
anybody else.
ooh.
So that because he drops it anyways. I mean, you know better than I do, but he drops it anyways when he's typically ulting, right?
Yeah, I do. I was just about to say that'd be really nice for ult because then I would be mobile.
Yeah. Um.
At the same time, I kind of like biotic field. So like sometimes I have to play babysit DPS, and I can farm so much ult charge from my biotic field. Like in ideal conditions, say like you have a Onanade, biotic field, and Zarya grab, you get like 60% ult charge from one field if 6 people are in it and everyone survives. It's actually crazy. 60% ult charge from one ability.
I put on I'm not plugging my own Twitter, but I mean I put on Twitter like a
Oh, I've
rework.
been plugging you.
Oh, okay. I put on Twitter a rework for um Brig that I thought would have been actually really cool. Now I'm probably not gonna be able to find it,
Ooh,
but
Mark has a really good one. I wish Mark was here. Mark
um
had a like list of all these changes to fix the game, and they were all very good ideas. You should link me the Twitter thing real quick though if you have it on hand.
um let's see. Is there a way to search your own profile for like keywords or something?
I have no idea. If you
Um,
can't find it, that's fine. I'm
uh,
curious though.
I'll keep scrolling. Well, might be able to find it. Uh, oh, here we go. Yeah, it didn't take that long. Let's see. Where did this originally start? Okay. uh, so I'll just kind of read it as I have it. Offering version of a brig rework. So passive and shield bash I kept the same. I think shield bash is fine. You have to get within range of her, and I do think having a character that's a support character that can peel for other supports was not in any way, shape, or form a bad idea. I don't think that
No, not
there's
at all.
there's anything inherently wrong with that. Um,
Well, I
how
mean, the only other character that has that ability is Anna, pretty much. I guess
Lucio,
Bap too, but oh, Lucio. That's
yeah,
like a soft peel though, not like a hard
yeah. Uh,
stop this.
so the major changes were I got rid of flail. I don't think any character should have multiple forms of CC in an FPS. I think it's absolutely ridiculous because essentially, if you get within,
Overwatch isn't even an FPS anymore.
yeah, I think whip shot is more annoying than bash. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a whip shot's called. Yeah, so I got rid of her whip shot. Um, I don't think that she needs it because first of all, it's the complete antithesis of what. So shield bash, Doomfist, for instance, Doomfist dives in, you shield bash him. He's now stuck in your team without cooldowns. Your team kills him. Why give your brig the ability to, originally the whip shot basically allowed you to full combo a DPS, so that was completely bullshit. But then
Oh yeah,
once
good
they
idea,
once
Blizzard.
once they nerfed that, then it just gave her the ability to troll the team by stopping a character mid track and going, oh, okay, well now I can boop them to safety. You can boop off in certain maps and stuff like that, but I just don't see a point in multiple forms of CC. So instead, I said that it should be replaced with the ability. Just tentatively said stand your ground is what the name of the ability would be. For 3 seconds, Brig's shield health doubles and the area of coverage increases. Let's say right now for half a Rhine shield, allies 5 meters around Brig receive a burst of healing, no armor. Brig herself cannot move during this 3 seconds.
I like that there's no armor.
Basically, a
That's
way that if your Rhine gets slept, you can cover him, you know, for
yeah, yeah.
for a little bit. That's just the idea behind it. Um, uh, and even though she can't move, she does receive damage reduction for uh, our damage reduction. 20-second cooldown on the ability, and then the ultimate, which I was actually kind of happy with this. Name's kind of stupid, but Paladin's Dance. So basically, she instead of doing a half swing with her flail, she would do full rotations over her head, like some type of battle Valkyrie. And each swing, we're not talking insane damage, but each swing would be a displacement. So it'd be like a Winston ult. Not
Okay, yeah, yeah.
wouldn't boop them as far, um, and it wouldn't be about the damage. It would just be about displacing
Be
them.
more about getting them out. Yeah, yeah.
And then at the end, any enemy hit with it receives 50% less healing for 3 seconds.
Ooh.
So, um, basically, give her.
Hang on, let me think about this. You keep talking. I'm gonna
No, I was just gonna say if you
mulling this over
if
here.
you have um, if you have nade, for instance, somebody
Yeah,
say, well,
yeah.
the 50% damage reduction is too OP, but you have nade, which is complete healing reduction. You can't heal at all. So, um, I like that, Luck. Um, but you can't. I mean, if you can't heal at all, I don't think a heal reduction. If we have healing burst with BAP, I think we should have heal reduction. Um, so I think that having an ultimate, and I agree with what Flat said when I heard him stream a couple. weeks. Well, it might have been a month or so ago, but however long ago it was. I don't mind ultimates being very strong because they're ultimates. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
if you really want to adjust an ultimate, what you do is you adjust um, the ult charge. That's what you adjust. I mean, you could don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, you could nerf and buff it. I'm just saying that like where people are like, you know, Brig shouldn't be able to do anything with her ult. Yeah, it's I whine as much as anybody about not being able to kill her when she's ulting, but it is
that
an
is
ult.
it's kind of in the name. Like
Yeah.
it's
So,
the best ability that that character has. They were working towards that. Yeah, so like I kind of agree with that, honestly.
um, you're, they're
My
talking about
chat's wild.
a cookie.
Cookies.
Uh, Overload is just Torb eating
Oh
some.
my god.
Not wrong. I love Torb so much.
Oh,
But
I owe you a Torb game.
oh, you did. Oh, do you?
I owe you a Torb game. I didn't do it. I forgot.
Oh,
Dude.
you could have gone without that. I'd never have known the difference.
No, I owe you a Torb game. I'm honest.
So,
I do.
wait. Hang on. Let's see. I'm gonna cash this in later. Um,
Oh man.
see, you all think I gift these subs to be nice. I gift them to get the extra points. I'm getting I'm getting payback late. No,
Make the streamer suffer.
but you know, what do you think? I guess going back, what are your thoughts on Soldier, and what do you think that they should do to bring him more into meta?
Okay, so I don't know. Like a lot of people think reducing his spread would make him stronger. I think that'd be, or like removing his spread, I think that would be absolutely broken because people don't realize it. You melt people as soldier. If you can track, like you can melt people. Like there's he does not have an issue with burst damage. He has a helix, and then you can hit a direct helix and 3 body shots, they're dead. Like that's not an issue. I think that like if anything to make him more viable, they would need to do a full rework. Reducing spread or eliminating spread would break him. Don't touch the spread. Don't touch the damage of his bullets. I would think. So IDDQD had this idea, right? Quicker reload. Uh, no. I think you could Okay, okay. So to make him more of how people play him, I think so IDDQD, it's like a biotic syringe, right? Instead of biotic field. Kind of like what you were saying, like it's a single person thing. It's like what 35 healing per second was the idea. And you heal 35 per second over like 4 or 5 seconds, but you're mobile, right?
Hmm.
Um his ult, you shouldn't have to reload because yeah, like his ult would actually be useful if you didn't have to reload most of the time. Because the amount of times I've had someone to like one, but there's like a brig rallying, and I have to reload. It's just super frustrating. So not being able to, I mean, infinite ammo and ult, would not be broken. It'd actually be pretty balanced, especially with like the state of the game.
Hmm.
Um, what else here?
Yeah, because I mean, in theory, I know that this is gonna annoy the crap out of you, but a hog vaping with a Zarya bubble right now with this tank meta, the odd
The
couple.
effective damage or health on that is insane.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say I mean, essentially, what would happen? Hog would probably still live through the soldier ult.
Oh yeah, it's 200 health from the bubble, and then
300
what?
from vape, I think, right?
Plus reduced damage from
Was
the vape
is it
and the
30% damage
600 health.
reduction or 50?
It's something absurd. I'm not sure. You think I would know, but I don't.
It's 50. Okay.
It's 50. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what's the effective damage on that? So without bubble, that's 900 health in ideal conditions, and then, well, actually no. 11, no, 1050 health plus the bubble, so 1250 effective health.
Right.
Yeah, that's not happening. So 25 bullets, 20
I was gonna say if they do 800 damage, you got 200 absorption from the bubble, and then you got 600 damage to
900.
him, but he's gonna heal 300 of it plus half damage reduction.
Yeah, that's 1050, 1250 effective health. That yeah, you wouldn't kill him. You
So
would not kill him. That's actually insane, dude.
I think, and this is something just kind of brainstorming. The biggest thing to make soldiers stronger would be to, he's the original flank hero, and it would be
Yeah.
to take something that allows him to um, take advantage of that. Even you're talking about that biotic syringe. Even if that gave him a speed boost, to where he could
Ooh.
flank from one position, biotic syringe, heal up, and immediately move to another position.
Dude, I miss old Nano. That reminds me.
Yeah.
Do you remember those days? You remember Nano Ryan?
Oh, that was the original. Yeah, that was the
Oh
original
my god.
Rhine and Beyblade and all that good
Run
nonsense.
around just swinging a hammer at you, dude. That was actually terrifying. Nano Ryan back in the day. Oh man. Yeah, no, that speed would be cool. Like honestly, I I'm biased cuz like I don't know. I I think he's well balanced and I don't think that they need to change him. I think they need to change other characters, but like that's not going to happen. So I'm open to any changes possible, honestly. Um biotic syringe would be cool though. Like you would just say if you're going on an aggressive flank, instead of being stuck on your healing pad after your first kill, you can just run around and like bait people. Like Soldier's all mind games. Believe it or not, there's a lot of thinking that goes into Soldier. I mean, you can't tell that when I'm like 12 hours into stream, but like the amount of space you can make on that guy is actually insane. That's the whole reason I started playing him again because tanks don't exist in like low elo. They're bad. Um,
Well,
so yeah,
they
being able to run and do that would be awesome.
the combo used to be like part of what synergized with a lot of this was too, um, the little domino effect, and it's Zen. Zen would discord somebody, and Tracer, Genji, Soldier, whoever, um, Winston,
Go
Diva,
on them.
yeah, that was what happened. Whoever got discorded was probably the person out of position, and that was probably the person that was going to die. Um,
Dude, that was peak Overwatch.
yeah, and you would basically set up these flanks and counter flanks, dive, counter dive, all this stuff, and now you just basically turn off the monitor, hold W, and M1. Uh, let's see, Rickles' genius level IQ on Soldier. Rickles is, and I know that people would turn this into a meme and be like, he's the only person that plays Soldier. No, he is legitimately one of the best people I've seen on Soldier. Um, you know, the, I mean, the amount of times that he made Soldier work when Soldier should not have worked in a situation is definitely awesome to watch. I think that with I'm pretty great at aiming on Soldier until people realize I'm behind them. Well, but the thing about it is though,
The panic aim, dude.
yeah, but the thing is though, Bard. I mean, Soldier's literally designed to shoot until they turn, and then he moves. But the biggest problem with Soldier too, the unsung problem with Soldier as well, is that he takes a coordinated team. When
Yep.
your soldier cannot infinitely shoot into a team, um, and get away with it. Even it, I've talked about this before. Even though we meme on, um, and I don't just mean me, but I mean, which I'm not good by any stretch of the imagination, but just because you'll see chats and stuff meme on plat, gold, you know, bronze, silver, diamond. masters even. Um, Players have gotten more intelligent as they've stuck around in the community, and so
It's
now
actually crazy. Like,
when Soldier now when Soldier does something like flanks or something, I mean, Sigma or whoever, I mean, yeah, you could say, well, it's easy to do now, but I mean, you still have to have the wherewithal to do it. Sigma's just going to put the shield on you and then completely
yeah,
stop your flank. And so that becomes an issue. But what should have happened is, which doesn't as much, because despite saying that people have become more intelligent, they've also become less coordinated. Um, your team should move in when you're flanking on soldier, because that way you have pressure from both sides. Literally
yeah,
called
it's
a
so annoying when they don't.
pincer attack in
Dude, the
military.
amount of times I've killed, dude, I hate masters. The amount of times I've killed a main healer and like suicide, that's like my whole play style is like go kill the main heal and then die. You know? Like I will suicide for these supports because the main support is what holds the front line for the tanks. And the amount of times my team loses that fight is absolutely absurd. Like I how? It's 5v5. The DPS is the most disposable role in the entire game, like by far the least impact. And they still lose with like Brig heals when we still have like an Ana and Brig alive. Like how? How? I dude, people fucking suck. I'm sorry. I
No,
shouldn't swear so much on someone else's stream, but
you're
like
fine.
dude, um
I
yeah.
I have a
No,
friend.
people are not coordinated anymore.
I have a friend, Scarm. He's a Widow player, and well, hit scan predominantly, but Widow player and high level Widow player is 4.4K. Um, and he one time killed 7 on Gibraltar, so he killed the whole team plus one that respawned, and their team still lost.
That's yeah.
Like, how does that happen? Like, how does that?
And then his tanks were probably like DPS diff at the end of the game.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Yep.
people always say DPS diff, tank diff, support diff, but I mean, you have to, like, it all has to be coordinated. Yes, your tanks have
Yeah.
to make space, but eventually your tanks will die if nothing is killed. But at the same time, if you're a DPS and you're running, so let's say that you were on soldier, right? And this is double shield
Yes.
meta. So they're running or you're running double shield, um, May, and then the enemy team is running, East Coast Special Ball Hog. Like, yeah, you might not necessarily be able to kill a Roadhog and Ball, and you might keep getting dove by the ball, but like, if your team can't 3v1 into the hog with that combo and kill the hog, like, what is your team doing? Like,
I
you know,
don't I don't know, man.
so
Speaking of what was I saying? Tanks saying like DPS diff and stuff. You want to know
mhm,
something crazy that happened last stream?
sure.
So you know OP support in chat.
Mhm.
So I was duoed with them, right? And they're on we get full held first point Havana. Guess how much healing they had in the first 4 minutes?
Uh, First four. 2K.
10.5k.
Oh wow.
And our tanks had the nerve to say on a diff. 10.5k healing in 4 minutes.
Oh, you're
I've
saying
never seen a number like that.
okay. You're saying OP support had that.
Yeah, OP
Okay.
support had 10.5k heals in 10 minutes, and our tanks had the nerve to say on a diff. The awareness of some people in just games in general is frustrating. Like I don't get tilted unless it's something like that when it's like just absolute stupidity. Like, oh, I actually got tilted when they said that because I've never seen numbers like that in 4 minutes. That's insane.
Well, I try my best to be wholesome, but as a Rhine player, I get sometimes I get tilted
No,
when
okay.
I'm sitting there.
I give a pass to all Rhine players.
I uh, I remember one time I had this was actually pretty recent. This was probably like a month or two ago. It was when I took a before I took an extended break. It was on Hollywood, high masters game, which is is not good, but it's close to what my peak was. Um, so I'm out here trying my heart out. I have four golds, and we have a McCree, a fully charged Zarya, and I got gold damages Rhine, and the Ana's like, you know, um, you need to swing more. I'm like, well, if I swing more, I'm gonna have
I'll
gold for the
die.
next. I'm gonna have gold
That's
damage for the
true.
next game that these players are in. It's like I can't physically swing more. Like and I had like something like 30k damage blocked. Like I'm playing this as well as I possibly can, and and the Ana just kept flaming me, and I was like, I have all the golds, and I know that you'll hear players say medals don't matter. Okay, here's the thing. If your Mercy has gold damage, something is amiss, okay? They
Oh
might not
god.
necessarily tell you what is right, but they can tell you what's wrong if something in a certain position, okay?
Yep.
And I had four golds, and the Ana said something rather unsavory, rather TOS, not friendly. And I responded with, "Look, I have four golds, and the only gold you have is your border. Like I'm trying my best."
Oh,
It's like, and thus
Yanni.
I took a break from Overwatch.
Oh, Yanni. You know what's funny is I remember the first time we played, right?
No, no.
Um, you were playing main tank, and bless your heart for playing main tank. But you messaged me on Discord like mid game. You're like, I'm not. I'm trying so hard not to be toxic. I'm not gonna say this because I know you're streaming, and then you were just venting your toxicity into the Discord DMs. That was so funny. Oh man,
Which
I give.
the thing is, like, I'm in terms of Overwatch toxicity, I'm like still mild, I think, compared to most, but it's still
Oh,
is
some people,
it's
man.
still just one of those things where I just get, especially if it's somebody like you know who's just consistently like, if someone's like, "Hey, you're the worst Ryan I've ever seen in my life," I'm like, okay, I can respect that, right? Legitimately, because like at least you're telling me how you feel. But when people are passive aggressive or
Yeah, that is the worst.
super whiny, I'm like, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Like I had um I'm trying to remember exactly, like we had I'm trying to think of one of the games that we had because I was on support because Agua, we were talking about this with Agua. He was on tank. I believe you were it was duo tank, and I was on Ana, I think. And then we had our two DPS, and one of our DPS was dead, like on on cooldown, and
Sounds about right.
I'm pretty sure I messaged you that I'm gonna stop healing and try to take bronze damage from one of the DPSs on. Like, I'm just gonna see if I can get it at this point.
It's a
Uh,
noble endeavor. I
yeah.
respect it.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, Cube. Like that, that's being toxic doesn't get you anything.
Here's the thing though, is
Oh, look,
you're not like on the offensive like with your toxicity. It's usually like from my experience, it's usually in retaliation to like you were saying passive aggressiveness or whatever. Like, dude, okay, the worst sound you can hear in an entire game, like any online competitive game, is the passive aggressive sigh. Do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Dude, like people stop doing that as much, but I used to hear that all the time in games. I'm just like, after they said something passive aggressive, and then like a minute later, they're just like sighing. Like, oh man, I hate that so much.
I think the thing that like yeah that just really we were talking about positivity and all that. Now we're talking about being tilted. But I think I think the thing that
Sign to Mike.mp3.
yeah,
Oh,
uh
facts.
dude, I love when people go avoid this guy for free. I don't mean to be reading your chat, but avoid
No,
this
you're
guy for
good.
free low, and then you roll them, and they go, "Why didn't you do that last game?" I live for that. Um, I,
The
t-
amount
I
of times I've had that happen is hilarious.
I told somebody one time when that happened that I I didn't do it because you were in my game last game. Um, you were on my team. Like, no, I
Oh,
had a guy. He literally only said like this extremely annoying, negative, and like spiteful things. He never offered up any helpful criticism or anything in the game that I had him in. In the very next game, that was on Busan, and then the very next game was on um, Dorado, and I basically was spawn camping him as Winston, and
I
he's
can respect
he's
that.
like, well, you're not. He was on Ash, and I was like, watch, I don't know how you're gonna spawn camp Winston, but he was, and he was like, all you did is feed last game, and I literally looked at his profile, and I had something like a 5 6 deaths per 10 as Winston, which isn't great, but I mean that's what I had. He had 11 deaths per 10 as Ash. I'm like,
Holy shit.
how can you begin talking about feeding when you're dying twice as much as the main tank? Like,
I feed my brains out and I've never reached those numbers. Wow.
yeah,
Like, I have an insanely aggressive play style. 11 per 10?
yeah,
Like, wow.
yeah. I'm gonna charge on cooldown a ride and see if I can touch that in 10
Oh,
hours.
dude. You wanna hear something funny that happened last night?
Sure.
So I get Kefri, right?
Mhm.
On my team as Anna. And we're going against one of my buddies who's a Doom player, and they're running like Cog and something else. I don't know. And dude, OP was on support, and I was on Kree because Kefri was being passive aggressive and like, someone deal with this Doom because he's just getting absolutely farmed, right? And yeah, he's like not playing with the team. He's missing his shots. He's nanoing off cooldown because he's missing shots on Ana. Like, blaming everyone on the team super passive aggressively, while also bitching about me and OP specifically to his chat. So, um, last fight we full cap eventually, but they have like 4 minutes and we only had one. Um, so on our defense, I am already 50% to my second ult. He is at 64% for his nano after like 2 minutes, dude. 2 minutes, Yanni. Blames us on stream, and then he's like reported us for abusive chat because we pointed out to our friends on the other team that he was 64% to nano. Yeah, he died so much. Anyways, so we get out of the game. We avoid Kefri because that guy is just the embodiment of ego. We look at his profile, right? 6.4k healing per 10 on Ana over an hour of gameplay. 6.4. That is like an absolute joke, dude. 6.4 over 5 games.
I'm
Anyways,
pretty sure at
so
some
we have,
one point Ryu Jaehong had more than that per damage on Zen.
yeah, like, dude, that guy is a dumpster sometimes, man. He's toxic. He's actually toxic. Anyways, so we avoid him. We play against him next game on Elios. I almost always lose that map. Terrible map, but they have Kefri. So we have the Doom from the game before, our buddy. We roll him, dude. Actually, it was it was the dream team, honestly. So we had Comboed, who is a beast off tank. We had Unsalted Salt, me, Doom, and another buddy of mine on support,
You
and
said this
then
was the other night.
OP. Yeah,
Was
Elios.
Salted playing Hog? Hopefully.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he
Because
was.
I haven't had a chance to catch him stream, but I know how much he loves Hog before he was met. I can't
Yeah, he
imagine
is
now.
loving the hog, dude. He is just embracing hog meta. So we 2-0 them, right? Kefri is okay, so he's blaming me last game and OP to his chat. And we roll them like it wasn't even close, dude. Just an absolute roll. We farm Kefri. And this guy is such an ego that like now he's saying DPS diff to his chat when he was just complaining about me to his chat and like dude, yeah. The awareness of some people, man, they're just so wrapped up in like themselves. It's crazy. That's one trait I just highly dislike about people. Like, oh, anyways, there's my vent about Kefri. Since we were talking about like people being passive aggressive and toxic, that pretty much embodies that whole topic. Like, there's your Overwatch experience, man.
I was reading your chat. I've never seen Unsalted Salt so happy before that Ilios game. Yeah, he loves hogs, so I can only imagine.
He got a huge environmental. So Kefri nanos the Sigma. He whole hog Sigma and hog off the map.
That's
It was
awesome.
beautiful. It was actually wonderful. That was the dream team, man.
Well, I'm super happy that he's that Salt is enjoying things right now. Salt's always been really cool to me. So, um, but he can be yes he can. Anybody can be happy in Overwatch when you're Wing into the 3rd point spawn. Um, it's funny as shit.
True.
Um, but yeah, so it's it's possible. Overwatch can bring joy to some people. Not many, but some. No,
I mostly enjoy it.
uh, I
Mostly.
I enjoy it with friends now. If I play with friends, I have fun. If I don't play with friends, I just don't play. I just don't play without friends. I don't solo
Yeah,
queue.
you've learned now.
Oh yeah. So, um, well, getting back on track a little bit with the the questions about streaming. What are your plans like in the future for streaming, like or while you're going to college and stuff like that?
Okay, so I actually, so like I'm pretty brain dead from playing Overwatch like every day for the last year, right?
Hmm.
So I pretty much only have like really difficult upper level engineering courses left, like senior design, because like I'm almost done with school, and like just like the level 4,000 classes. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely not jumping back into school to like take like the hardest classes of, I guess they're not the hardest. The hardest are like the second year, but like where you use everything from that first and second and third year. I'm not taking those classes right now. So I'm taking one class that's difficult, and that's OChem. And then
Organic
I had this,
chemistry.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's not difficult. It's just hard because there's so much memorization. It's crazy. But so I had
I
this
enjoyed it. It was
giga
fun.
brain idea. Oh, you did?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's just like difficulty wise, like conceptually, it's not like anything super crazy. It's more just like lots of exceptions to rules and like memorizing and like all that stuff. But I had a giga brain idea. So I was like, originally I was like, I'm gonna take OChem and then like some like stupid gen ed classes like American history or like women's studies and stuff like that. And then I was like, that's gonna be a lot of work because I'm gonna have to probably like write stuff and stuff. Like, and then I was like, you know what I could do, which would have the same effect because I already have all my gen ed classes and those classes aren't gonna count towards anything because I kind of want to like ease myself back into school. Um, I'm gonna take low level math classes because I've taken the whole calc series, differential equations, like matrix manipulation, like programming, stuff like that, modeling. I'm gonna be taking like algebra, algebra two, and like trig. So like, I know it sounds stupid, but like one that's gonna like have me brush up on like just basic math skills. But two, I can literally spend like 5 minutes on those homework assignments because I've been using that math for years. Like once I get back to like thinking like an engineer, that will be a cakewalk. Um, so I'm gonna have a lot of free time, and for the first semester, I'll probably still have a pretty active stream schedule. Like I'll probably stream 3 to 4 times a week, like 8 hours or so. Not I'm not going to be going as hard as I am now. Um, and then so for the next like what is it? It's August. So I probably have another like 5 months of pretty consistent hard streaming. Well, like for like a normal person, I guess. And then the for spring, I think I'm going to still be streaming like 3 to 4 times a week, but probably like 5 to 6 hours. So, hey, Toaster, we have Evil Toaster in chat. Hey, big fan, big fan. How you doing, man? We're having a mini podcast here. Um, so yeah, still gonna be streaming. It's just not gonna be as long as it has been.
I just want to point
And
out you
then
said short stream. And I think that this is, which I'm completely happy. The interviews go as long as we need them to. This is, I think, the second longest interview.
yeah,
We're already off to You're already off to a
I
good
didn't.
start with that short stream.
This seems short for me. Um, yeah. What else are you saying?
No, I was gonna say, I want to point out something real quick. I love that Honest Bard. First of all, that name Honest Bard, or an Honest Bard says, "Beware of music electives. Jazz appreciation almost killed me." And then Fails and Luck said jazz is illegal, and Aqua was literally just talking about being a jazz musician. We were talking about jazz.
I love Agua.
Uh,
Agua's great.
yeah, absolutely. If you all haven't had a chance to check out Agua, we met through Rickles. So it was
I've met so many nice people on Twitch, man.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, yeah, Twitch is I was always worried about it because you hear these horror stories about social media and and cancel culture and just if, one person doesn't like you, you get dogpiled on. And I have had nothing but wonderful experiences from from Twitch. I have, the occasional troll comes to chat just like anybody else. Um, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, I would say 98, 99% of my interactions have been wonderful. Um,
yeah, actually though, like uh who were we talking about? I was talking to someone about Glock earlier and like met Glock through Twitch. Agua, you, like you've been insanely supportive. Um, I don't know, there's just been like pretty much nothing but like positive outcomes from Twitch for me, honestly. Like it's a great place. It's actually kind of crazy to think about.
it is because it was something that was, you being 29, me being 31, it wasn't available, you know.
Wait,
T-
you do not look 31. I don't believe that.
It's the bunny suit. It makes me look young.
True.
um, but yeah, it's something that it wasn't around 10 years ago, 15. I mean, it was technically, but I mean, they say bunny suits removed 10 years. Yeah, but they don't remove the pounds, and that's what I need to remove. um, Bart, I actually have two bunny suits in case something happened to the first one. I have two of every onesie. Um,
I love onesies.
dude, yeah,
I have a
no,
cactus one.
you do,
I do have a cactus one. It's a cowboy cactus.
dude. You should
It's
have
a
brought it out for
cactus.
the.
I don't know where it is. It's in storage somewhere. I did a stream with it once. I'll bust it out again soon.
Okay, well we'll have to do as I always say, this doesn't have to be a one and done. We'll have to do a follow up stream in the future, and you can do the cactus
Yeah, this
onesie.
is actually this is fun. I'm not as bad as talking as I thought I would be. So I was super tired, and in the first place, I'm pretty bad at talking. So like, I don't know. It's been fun. It's been fun.
I'm looking up cactus onesie right now on Amazon.
I got it from Walmart. Yeah, it's a cactus with a cowboy hat.
Okay.
Furry stream. This cactus counts as furry. They're more prickly.
All right. These are all for babies. I need a cactus onesie for a grown man.
Yeah, where are these? Yeah, Walmart was smart enough to have adult onesies that were themed.
Okay, that's still not all right.
Not prickles.
Wait. No, that's good. Keep that.
That's pretty good.
Um,
That'll be my stream title.
not oh, I don't know if you saw the title I put in stream. I put
I
uh
gotta look at this.
oh, I screwed it up. I screwed it up. It's supposed to be not tickles. I put
Not
I
tickles,
put
no
not trickles.
trickles.
Yeah. Um
It's all the same.
yeah, I screwed it up. I was like, this is twin brother. Um but well, I guess we can kind of go ahead and get towards if you don't mind the Q&A aspect of things. We'll do that for about 10 minutes. If
All
anybody
right.
in either chat wants to ask questions, of course, we always try to keep it TOS friendly, and we try to, you know, uh, keep it on somewhat of a professional level. That being said, I know the memes are abound, but yeah, if anybody has any questions, um,
Memes are welcome.
yeah, and with that being said, I guess I'll start while people are kind of if people need to take a minute to formulate something. Let's see, check my chat. I appreciate that, Bard. Um, let's see here. Okay, so I have to ask, um, when you started to, because you're kind of doing a redesign now or a rebrand
Yeah,
of
yeah.
your stream and all that stuff. Um, Now the cat and all that, because I know the story of your name.
Mm.
Um, but that was your roommate's cat, correct? That was not your cat.
No, that's it was actually my friend Paul's cat.
Okay.
The guy I met like think for the biddies fails. Um guy who's like one of my best friends. He went to my wedding and I
Okay.
met him like just a year and a half ago or something. I can't remember. Um he used to send me pictures of his cat, Rickles, like daily, like multiple times a day, and it just became a meme. Like I just wake up to cat pictures, like um, and for some reason I just decided to make an account, not Rickles, one day, and kind of stuck. Um, but I think I forgot where you were going with that.
I was just gonna ask if the cat that you're using, if that cat is Rickles.
Uh, no, I don't
Okay.
know. So I had a cat named Edgeworth. He died, but
Oh.
he was a weirdo. He was a polydactyl. He had like a million toes, like 27 toes or something like that. It was wild. Um, so like all the since it was I'm named after a cat, like well my Twitch is, all of the stuff because I loved Edgeworth, so all the stuff is just like kind of made after him. Is my mic quiet? Uh-oh. Can I turn up my mic? I can try. So yeah, everything's kind of modeled after him.
Okay.
Um, so it kind of took the theme. Oh, my mic is super low. There we go. Why was that at 54? Yeah, polydactyl cats are crazy. The toes, dude, they're weird. So I have like shrimps and then like the what sub badge is that? The 3 month sub, it's like a heart yarn ball. My moderator, my BTTV. Oh no, that's FFZ. My moderator is like a fish skeleton thing because cats like fish footprint. So yeah, it used to be very very cat themed. I mean, I guess it still is. I got the new profile picture and um yeah, my starting skin. Yeah, all my yeah, it is actually still all cat themed. I never thought about that. It's been a while since I've actually just like thought about the theme of everything.
No, I like the cat theme, especially the fact that your Discord icon, not your personal one, but the one for your actual Discord server, looks like
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it is a cat, but it's a cat. Looks like he's wearing a Woody outfit from Toy Story.
Yeah.
So,
The cat ranch, dude.
yeah. um, but yeah, I know. I really really like it. Whoever is doing the work now for you is doing an amazing job with the overlays and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, did you ever get in contact with that guy?
I have not. I was going to ask if because you were going to put me in contact with Mark, right?
Yeah, okay, I
Yeah.
need to do that again. I'll do that after this.
Well, that's okay. No worries whatsoever. Um, but yeah, did anybody else have any questions for Chris? Wait just a minute. See. And again, um, you guys can ask in. This doesn't have to be in my chat. You can ask in Chris's chat too. But um, so yeah, so going so as far as you said you were going to be, I'll ask another one. You said you were going to be streaming um for a while. Um, oh, okay. Bart had one. Uh,
If I keep a good mindset, trying to climb.
oh my God,
My
Grizzly.
baby's so big. Grizzly.
All right, well
Dude.
let's go with the
Yes, Nick.
Bart.
Will I adopt you? Um, no, like okay, first off, like Bard, I try to keep the mindset like we are playing a video game, right? Um, like as much as I play this game, it is not my life, and like I'm happy with what I have like worked towards and like where I am. Um, so like if I have bad games, like it doesn't like affect me emotionally because like outside of the game, like I am proud of where I am and I'm not and like what I have worked for. So I don't know, just the game doesn't really affect me as it does some other people because like I just play to have fun. If I climb, it's great. Um in fact, usually my tryhard streams are like the worst streams I have as far as climbing goes. Like, if you try to have fun, you'll most likely climb. Like, no joke. Exactly, Jordan. The game isn't the only thing you have, and it shouldn't be. Like, if that's the case, you need to, and I'm not hating on anyone, like this is genuine advice. You need to like take a step back, look at yourself, and like work towards something that's like tangible, not fake internet points, Yeah, I mean, like it's hard not to be frustrated. Like I get frustrated too. Like I'm not saying I'm not at fault at that ever, but like if in general you keep a positive mindset and realize that it is just a game and you are trying to um have fun, then honestly with that mindset you will probably climb better. Don't focus on like a goal too much, or else you'll sort of jinx yourself and like you'll get in your own head. You'll start playing differently. Um you'll make mistakes. Like I uh I can tell when I start doing that, and that's like I do that, and I step back and just try to get out of that mindset.
I
Yeah,
think,
exactly, Todini. Exactly.
yeah, no, Todini, I completely agree with that too, 100%. I think people are human, and I think that, you know, there are those people who are just gifted, we will say, at getting under people's skin. And
Yeah.
I think that, sometimes it's very hard to, even for the most positive, most wholesome, however you want to phrase it, um, you'd have to be nothing short of a saint to not get, you know,
Hey, crib.
yeah, to get. Oh, I thought. Sorry, you said crib. I thought you said to get ribbed, like a joke. I was like,
Oh
yeah.
no
I
no
was
no
like,
no.
yeah, no, yeah. You definitely get aggravated. Um, but I also think that you're touching on something important too, and that's to not let anything be all consuming. Don't have an obsession with really anything, whether it be work, whether it be, yeah, I mean, social life and all that stuff, but even people who are, we have extroverts, introverts, um, even people who I know are really socially outgoing, they still need to curl up with a book sometimes and just stay at home. Like they need to
Yeah,
recharge.
yeah.
And so not letting anything be consuming, even streaming. If you got to take away or, take a step back for a day or two, I always say, just my personal opinion, but I always say it's better to take a break for a week. And if you have an amazing community, they'll be understanding of that. But better to take a break for a week than I've seen people um, going through a very, very rough patch, push themselves through a week and not take the break they need, and then they're not streaming for 6 months because they got
Yeah, they're
so,
mental, like
yeah,
um mental health is important, like for real. You got to be careful with that stuff. Um
absolutely.
Always be aware of like where you are at mentally, like with anything, like Overwatch, like your work, anything. It's can't stress that enough. Insanely important. Um and I'll say this one more time, Bard, but like always separate um like the game and your life, and like just focus on having like a good mental attitude, um and you'll probably climb, no joke.
Oh,
Like,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, I'm not saying anything, I forgot what I was going to say
Oh,
anyway.
I, uh, I think that, that is an awesome mindset to have. Yeah, Barta, I agree. I think it's awesome advice. With that being said, um, I think we'll go ahead and did you have anything that you wanted to add, Chris?
uh well, I just wanted to thank you. You've been like amazingly supportive, Yanni. I had fun doing this. Community, you are amazing. I love you all. Like for real, you guys are awesome. Um, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, as always,
Still fuck for president. You're right. Actually, I need to say that.
uh, so Rickles, were you going to continue streaming?
No, I am going to go to bed. I got like 4 hours of sleep.
Okay. Um, so with that being said, uh, I am going to raid someone. I'm going to let you pick who we raid.
Let me see here.
And I guess since we're
Um,
both streaming, we can do a double raid.
ooh, okay, okay. Um, hang on here. All right, see you, Grizzly. Hang on. Give me 1 second, Yanni.
Oh, you're fine.
Let's see here. Uh, I know who can raid. All right, I'm gonna put this in Discord.
Okay.
She, uh, 33 monkeys, super nice. Hang on, how do I do this? All right, we're gonna go raid not 33 monkey. Noimu's in there a lot. Noimu's great.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, Yanni. Let me. There you go. Hard. Oh my God, that name. Hi. All right. Love you all. We. I'm going to bed. Thank you, Yanni. This was fun. Yeah, I'll go raid monkey now.
Okay. Um, yeah. So we're finishing up the interview, but uh, it's going to be available on Rickle's stream and my stream. So if you all have any interest in checking that out, feel free to do so. The bot will be up for as long as it is available, so it doesn't expire on Twitch. And with that being said, um, it's yeah. I'm sorry, dude. I know you came in right at the, but it was an awesome interview. Definitely recommend going back and checking it out, along with all the other interviews. Did an interview with Agua, Mushu, um, Lixie, a bunch of other people, and it was awesome. So definitely recommend going back and checking that out. Um, with that being said, tomorrow, bright and early, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be interviewing Jay the Turtle. And then later on that night, I believe, was it at 9 o'clock or was it at 10? Let me,
Gotta check Twitter.
I gotta check the, no, I got an actual schedule list. 10 p.m. At 10 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be interviewing Auspicious Beard. So we have two tomorrow as well. So again, that's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Jay the Turtle. And it does not matter because I talked too long and the raid already went through. Uh,
Okay. All right, Yanni.